What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'll tell you how to easily complete contest number 3 and win all of your games. Now I'll tell you how to easily get those 23 demonic or angelic drops, and I'll basically explain how the mode works, what comps you should go, what modifiers you should go. So I will tell you guys a free to play comp and also a pay to win comp. So yeah, let's get straight into the video and enjoy. So starting off, let me explain how this game mode works. So basically, the game mode works is you need to collect 6 souls. When you collect 6 souls, you win the game. Now you may be asking, how do you collect these souls? Well, it's really easy. When you kill an enemy, a soul drops. The thing is, you can only collect souls that you kill. For example, if you kill someone on the enemy team, you can collect that soul and claim it as a point. But if the enemy kills you and you drop a soul, you cannot collect that soul. Now, basically to simplify it, when you see a red soul, you cannot collect it. That is the enemy's soul, and it will not count as your soul. Now, if you see a blue soul, you can collect that and add it to your point, and you need 6 points to win. Now, I'm not going to lie, this game mode is kind of bad. Like, I actually don't like it. And for this game mode, I would suggest for you to play with a team. Now, if you're going to try to play with randoms, all I can say is good luck, because you really need to play a specific way, which I will explain. So, before I get into the comps, let me just start with the strategy so I don't have to re-explain it a million times for every comps, since I do have 3 comps. So, starting off, you wanna know laning. Now, laning is really important, or whatever it's called. Now, for you that have a lot of trophies, you already know this, but when you're playing free, it's very important to pick a side. Basically, there is left, middle, and right. So make sure one of your teammates always picks one side. And what that basically does, it lets you take control of the map. See, if there's 2 people in the middle and there's 1 person on the left, the right lane is open, meaning the enemy can just rush your right lane. You guys are gonna get pushed back and get trapped, so that is not good. Now, to repeat it, there's a left lane, a middle lane, and a right lane, and each of your teammates want to pick one of these lanes and take control one of these lanes. So before you guys start playing, make sure to tell your team what lane you're taking and which lane you're going to try to keep control of. Alright, now that we got over that, let me go into the comps you should play for this mode. Now we're going to start with the pay to win comps first, and then we're going to go to the free to play comps. So comp number 1 is Fang, Penny, and Jean. So first, let's start with Fang. The reason Fang is such a good brawler here is because lots of long range brawlers are being played here. So when you get Fang's super, he is extremely good in this mode. Plus, the thing about this mode is you need to go collect the souls. And since you can just super and kill them, it is so easy to just collect the soul and go back to your spawn. Now, the reason Jean is so good here is because of 2 things. 1, he can pull enemies, so he can easily just collect the souls. 2, he can easily keep control, and I forgot, the third one is you can actually have OP modifiers on him. Now, you're probably asking me, what OP modifiers that Jean has that can be used in this mode? Now, there's 2 of them, but they're on the demon side. One of them is the one that grants him speed when he hits an enemy, or if he receives damage, which makes him speed up, which is really OP in this mode. And another one is the one that heals him. So he can easily just heal, and that will heal everyone, and he can just easily hit his shots. So people will just get healed, and this will just be so annoying to the enemy team. Another ability on the angel side that he can use is the shield one, which basically every time he hits, he can get a shield, but the demon side is way better for Jean. Now, the last brawler is Penny. Now, Penny can obviously just place her turret and just cause so much damage. Another reason she's so good for this is because of her gadget. Now, she has a gadget which basically, if tanks come up close, she can just do a lot of splash damage. Now, if you pair it with her star power, which basically gives her more splash area or something like that, it will do more damage to the enemies. And that will just be so OP for Penny and make her so good against those Kenjis and those tanks that are trying to just push you. Before we go to comp number 2, let me quickly explain how you should play this comp. Now here's the build for the comp. And basically, you want to play this comp by Fang being on the left lane, Jean being in the middle lane, and Penny being on the right lane. So, as you can see on the map, you can see that there are walls. So you want Fang to take the left wall, you want Jean to just be shooting out in the middle, and you want Penny to just, there's a wall there, so whoever is trying to push there, which usually there are like Surges, Mo's, or Kenji's, or some random tanks, you kind of just want to keep control and not let them push to your side, and Jean can just help you push them back. Another thing is, if someone is trying to push you, then Fang can easily just activate his popcorn gadget, and that will basically make the enemy team either back away, or if they continue pushing you, they're going to take a lot of damage. And if Fang has a super, now this will be an easy kill, and you can easily get points using this method. And yeah, that's basically comp number 1, so let's go to comp number 2. So comp number 2 is also really similar, so it does involve Jean, and instead of Penny, you want to replace Penny with Mo, and instead of Fang, you want to replace Fang with Kenji. Now, the strategy is literally the same, except you don't have the popcorn gadget like Fang. You want Kenji to take the left lane, you want Jean to take middle lane, and you want Mo to take the right lane. With this strategy, or with this comp, it gives you a little bit more area control, as Mo can easily have such big area control on the right lane, as he can just move left and right and just shoot his shots and easily hit enemies without having to rush them. And the only problem with this comp is that you're not using Fang anymore and you're using Kenji. So when you're playing Kenji, you want to play Kenji more carefully, but he can be really OP. He can dash to get those souls really easily that Fang can't, because Fang needs a super. Meanwhile, Kenji can just easily try and get the souls and go back to your spawn. Now, let's go into the free-to-play strategy, which I used on my mini account. So, the strategy I used on my mini account is Spike, Leon, and Bo. Bo is extremely good for that mode, especially when he takes middle lane, as he can have a lot of area control. Another thing is, you can throw his bow mines, which can stun the enemies, and basically if you throw his bow mines on where your soul is, basically your team soul is, that can easily just bait the enemy to going to get the soul, and they get stunned, and that'll give you a soul back. So it's kind of like a trade back. Now, Spike is kind of a replacement of Jean. Spike can have a lot of area control. The problem with this comp is the teammate I was playing with didn't have the curveball star power, so that kind of gave us a little bit less control, but it still worked out. It wasn't that bad. And Spike can be really good with his super and stuff like that. And the last brawler is Leon. Now, Leon is just super good. He can go invisible, and he can easily collect those souls and just sneakily just kill enemies. And he can come in such big clutches if you get his hypercharge. Now, if you get his hypercharge, he can literally collect up to 3 souls, which is basically 3 points, which is really OP. And Leon is kind of a replacement of Fang and Kenji. So yeah, that's the free-to-play comp. Now, if you don't have any of these brawlers, maybe you can go some easier brawlers like Piper, Belle, Nani, some long-range brawlers instead. Now, if you don't have Leon, you can try going Edgar instead. But if you are going Edgar, you need to play really carefully with him, or else you're going to lose a lot of points. Ooh, another thing I forgot to say is you want Leon to be on the right lane, you want Bo to be in the middle lane, and you want Spike to take the left lane. I just wanted to make a tier list on how easy it is to play the brawlers to how hard it is to play the brawlers that I did put in the comps. So people that don't have experience with brawlers can play the easier brawlers, and if your team has more professional players, they can play the more professional brawlers. So yeah, here's the tier list, and just pick on whatever brawler you can play on and use that brawler for the map. Oh yeah, before we go into, I forgot to tell you what modifiers you should be using. So on the Angel side, really good modifiers they should be using for this mode is, so first is the one that can save you, which is 1 HP one. So the one that puts you to 1 HP, that ability is super good for this mode, as it can save you a lot of times, especially if you don't have that much experience playing Brawl Stars and you're not that good at the game. This ability can just save you a lot of times. Another one you should be using is the speed one. The speed one is super OP, especially on tanks, and if you have the speed one, then you should use it, as it's really good. Now let's go to the demon one. Now, as I did say, on Jean the healing one is really good, but you should only use it on Jean, otherwise it's not good. Another ability that you should be using on almost like every brawler is the speed one. Is if you receive damage or if you do damage, you speed up, and that ability is really good. Another one which you can use, but I wouldn't really suggest, is the fire one. It can be really good on like Kenji or someone like that, but otherwise I wouldn't suggest using it. Also, thank you guys so much for watching the video. I really appreciate it. Now, if you did enjoy the video, consider leaving a like and subscribing, as I do try my best into these videos and helping you guys out. Also, I didn't expect my last video to get so much views. I actually expected it to just maybe get like 1K or something. I never knew it would get this much. And I basically decided if it does get a lot of views, I'll make contest number 3 video, which is this one. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching the video, and thank you for all the support that I have been getting. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and enjoy the gameplay if there is any.